For the art of spray paint, you're going to require different color spray paints, different size straight edges, everyday household items like cups or lids, and more importantly, your mask. My name is Arturo Lopez, and I created Spraycasso Studios back in 1999. I've then been teaching people how to create master level paintings using nothing more than just spray paints and everyday household items. The beauty of this art is that you don't have to have a steady hand or know how to draw. All it requires is a little bit of imagination and some dedication. So join us, and you too can become a Spraycasso master. I will walk you through diverse techniques of creating beginner level paintings, intermediate level paintings, advanced level paintings, and we'll take your skill even further into master level paintings. So if you guys are ready to embark into a new art adventure, grab your spray paints and materials, let's get started.
We're going to be having some fun today, so we're going to do a pretty colorful painting. I was going to do a 4th of July homage, but I think that would require several stencils that I haven't made, so we'll just play it by ear and see what happens. Alright, so in today's tutorial, we're going to be using 18 by 24 canvas board, and we're going to begin by creating the sky. Okay, first we're going to begin by using some pink. Now notice how I'm starting to make some straight lines here. I want those lines to be pretty visible, and then I kind of blend them in into the background. I have an idea more or less of what I want to create. With that being said, I'm going to cover this area right here in this corner with blue. Now the cool thing about this is that when the blue touches the pink, it starts to blend, and so you automatically start getting this purple color. Alright, we're just going to get this corner here. Now I don't want to make this too symmetrical. If I wanted to create the perfectly outline of the little blue part here, I could use a straight edge, but I want it to blend in. I want it to look almost natural, you know. I'm just going to add a little bit of blue like that here. Kind of blend some of these edges here on the bottom. Alright, I'm going to use some black. Now with the black, as I had mentioned in one of the previous tutorials, the dream technique is used to focus attention on certain areas. It actually looks very cool too, don't get me wrong. And I love it on sci-fi paintings. In this case, I want to add some of the black here on the top, on the edge, and kind of get the attention focused to this area. I'm just going to add a little bit here on top. Alright. I'm going to use a little bit of light blue here on the bottom. And I'm going to recolor some of the blue that we lost there on the top part. Just like that. Once again with the pink. You guys see the gesture what I'm doing here? So I wanted my background to be a sky scene, but I wanted it to reflect the American flag. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you guys stay safe. Can't wait to get the barbecue going, get the cookout. Alright, so there we're able to create a sky layer with some clouds, and it resembles the American flag. Now I want to create some mountains. So I'm going to create some mountains here in the background. Then we're going to start working the layers forward. So to do that, some of this, we're going to use some black. I'm just going to spray a little bit here. Now remember guys, black and white is our neutral colors. Remember, neutral colors. Very versatile. You can put layers on top of them. And yes, it has to be gloss white or gloss black. None of this matted stuff. You know, I say this in every tutorial, and I still get the question, I tried matted black and it doesn't work. Yeah. Matted colors don't usually work very well for our technique, our style. Alright, so notice how the black begins to blend with the colors underneath, and it starts to take shape. It begins to take the outline of the mountains, but you can also create where the mountains are going to have the slides, the curves. Add some right here. Now it is important that you make your outline pretty defined. The bottom part doesn't matter as much, but this top part, you want to define it. You want to make sure that the viewer who sees this sees an outline of mountains. Just like that. And it may take a few tries of you practicing and smearing the colors down to be able to get something like this. The trick is not to give up, to keep going. I definitely encourage you guys to practice with these tools. As you can see, I've showed you that this tool is very versatile, and you're able to use it for various techniques, various methods of paint manipulation. In this case, I'm using it here to create the effect of water shadows. I'm going to blend this like this. Very fast, very easy to use. And to clean, you can just use a little rag, and look how easy it cleans. You don't have to worry about paint contamination. Alright, so I'm going to use some pink. I'm just going to spray that off on the side. Tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to add some highlights to these here mountains. Now I'm going to stick with the pink. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit of blue just to give it that purple tone. And since we have both colors up above, I want to be able to show those same colors on our mountains. Come over here. I'm just going to follow the contour of the lines that we added below. Now, I usually add the highlights at the very end of the painting. However, here, I'm adding a little bit of the highlights now because I want you guys to get the full gesture, and plus I may be adding some more layers closer to us, so I might as well add the highlights now and not having to worry about blending them in later. I'm going to add a little bit of this pink here on this bottom part. Okay, with a little bit of clear coat, I'm going to get the edges right where our mountain terrain and our water meet. And I'm going to add a nice layer. It's going to be pretty thick of clear coat so that I can come in here and start blending some of the layers, make more defined where the water ends or where the water begins and our terrain ends. Okay, now you don't have to concentrate on it too much because we're going to add other layers that are closer to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this blue. This is our light blue. I'm just going to give this mountains in the background a little bit of mist. Okay, now you guys see some of those drops land on there? That's okay. There's no accidents. We can always blend them and turn them into water waves. Look at that. Just like that. Okay? I'm going to add a little bit of white using our handy dandy straight edge tool, soft tip Spraycasso tool. is going to define this water a little bit more. Now notice how the white, because it's one of the colors that blend really well with other colors, it starts to immediately blend with the colors below. Look at that. I'm going to add a little bit of clear coat on there and get that mixture going again. That blending. Okay, I like this. Alright. Now I'm going to start adding layers that are closer to us. I'm going to add one quick spray of white. Well, maybe a couple. Just to keep adding that mist to the background mountains. Now with a little bit of black, I'm going to begin creating some terrain that is closer to us. Right, so this is going to be a silhouette layer, and this is going to overlap the layers that we added below. Okay, then you just want to quickly kind of blend them together. Now I'm going to add another piece of terrain on the other side. And I got some wonderful questions and comments on the last tutorial. A PM that I got was somebody wanted to kind of learn about adding depth to paintings. I know this is a subject we touched on quite a bit, but I can understand why some people are still a little confused on it. Part of the depth concept can be related by adding some of the mist in the background onto your paintings. The size of the objects that you make play a very important factor in this. Notice how this piece of land is bigger as it gets closer to us, to where this one is a little bit smaller, and you get the gesture that this one's closer to us. So we'll play with that concept here a little bit. You don't have to worry so much on adding detail on pieces of terrain that are far away. In fact, I'll use this tool to answer one of the questions that I've gotten. We actually don't have this tool for sale, guys. We don't have it on the website. I'll see if I can find a place that makes similar tools, and I'll let you guys know where to get them. They're rubber-tipped tools, and they pretty much replaced for me the use of brushes, regular brushes. Okay. I'm going to tap here, and look at that. We were able to create now a piece of terrain closer to us, well, closer than the mountains back there, and still keep the concept that it's further away than all these pieces here are to us. So I'll use a little bit of white in our straight edge. Now the thing about the straight edge is that we've already used it, so it's got paint ready to come down to your painting. You may want to just give it a quick clean before doing this. And you want to aim right about here. Remember, you don't want to aim directly onto your painting. You want to aim right about here and let the mist fall onto the painting. Yeah, see that? And it creates a pretty straight line. Look at that. We got a little bit of that paint onto our water. That's okay. It's correctable. Get your handy dandy Spraycasso soft tip tool, and you can turn it into a water wave. You just blend it into the background. I'm going to add a little bit of white and create some more. Add a couple of them here. I know that I told you guys I was going to be doing these spray painting tutorials around 7 p.m. Mountain Time. However, guys, because it is a weekend holiday, I will not be able to do that tonight. So we took it and we decided to do it a little bit earlier. Rather than not doing one at all, I figured, you know what, we'll do one. It'll be a little bit earlier for those of you guys who tune in and watch us do our live tutorials at 7. Hopefully this won't be too much of an inconvenience, and you'll still be able to see one of the spray paintings and hopefully learn some new techniques. Alright, so see how this tool, you're able to manipulate the paint just with a little bit of white. Right away we were able to create some water waves that are coming our way. Here on this bottom part, I'm going to add a little bit light blue. Cover some of that up right there. And you know what? I'll do a transitional phase. I'll just add a little bit of dark blue right here in this top part. And then, with our handy dandy clear coat, we'll get this nice and wet. Using our fingers, I'm just going to blend these colors together. And you'll still get that transitional effect between the dark blue and the light blue. Look at that. Now, this works a lot better on canvas than it does on canvas board. It also works a lot better on poster board than either one. Well, poster board will not absorb the paint as much. And canvas board and canvas love spray paint. They will definitely absorb the paint and blend it into the material that it's made of. Okay, I'm going to create, you know what, this is actually calling forth maybe like a tropical scene, huh? I'm going to try and do like an earthbound painting, but the more I look at it, the more I see palm trees. What do you guys think? Some palm trees maybe? You know, we can add some clouds here in the background. You guys remember how to create clouds? Tear a piece of cardboard as rugged as you can possibly make it. Get your white, and you can just add on the canvas board. You don't want to spray directly on your canvas. Some of the clouds here that we have in the background. What do you guys think? We'll add some clouds back here. So, how many of you have seen the movie Independence Day 2? I just took my son. We went to go see it not too long ago. It was pretty good. I liked it. I think the first one was way better, but I think that tends to be the way things work, right? The first one tends to be a little bit better than most. Now, as I mentioned before, the pink is very powder-like. Oh, hit pause. Alright, it tends to be very powder-like, so what we use is the clear coat helps it bond to the painting. And you'll see this as I add the clear coat to it. It becomes, it blends better into the background. Okay, I'm gonna add hold on guys, let me take a look at some of the comments here. See who's here. Hey, David, Larry, Siska, Chris, John, Billy Kissinger, how are you guys doing? Yeah, you know what? Probably at a moon, I think. Although it's kind of like in between, isn't it? And David, I'm with you. I wish I could do the palms like you do them, buddy. I'm a huge fan of your palm trees, your paintings. Add a little bit of pink here on the water. You know, pink, these colors that Krylon has made, such as the fluorescent pink, the fluorescent green, and fluorescent yellow, are awesome. They work really, really well. Alright, let me add a little bit of white. Now, the white is awesome. It's perfect for creating the water waves. And what I like about this tool is how you're able to blend them into the background or into the layers below. Now, because we are working on canvas board, as I mentioned earlier, it loves spray paint. It loves it. It just sucks it up. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for us to be able to manipulate the paints. Okay, now I'm going to add some more clear coat to this water. I know, you don't want to go over 4 layers. I've already overpassed that. But after 4 layers, I've noticed that the paint tends to get really, really sticky. I'm currently talking to a manufacturer of canvas to see if they're able to put some sort of not quite the same chemical that they do for their canvases, but something that will allow the paint to stay wet a little bit longer for our purposes. There's a canvas manufacturer in Ohio, and they definitely said they were going to give it a try. They're supposed to send me some samples to try them out. We'll see when they get here, because I love painting on canvas board, but as you can see, sometimes the paint is you're not able to manipulate it as well as you would if it was done on canvas, on poster board. So I know I'm spending a little bit of time on the water, and this is only because the water can make or break your painting. If it doesn't look realistic enough, people will definitely be able to see it, tell you about it. Alright, so I'm going to work on the mountains now. I'm going to add some pinks. I want to stay with the same colors that I used to create them, and some white. This is going to give us a lighter pink, a more vibrant color. And this is going to allow me to help create the highlights that I was telling you guys about earlier. Okay. I'll just do maybe something like this. Little bit here. Now, as I mentioned on the last tutorial, it's going to help me out with this tutorial, because it helps when you're able to use both hands. Man, I felt pretty handicapped on the last one. So anyways, I got my son and he's helping me out. I think he's doing a great job, and I think he's going to become a great spray painter. Alright, so far, as you can see, the mounts are coming in. You can see the light hitting the mounts here in the background, and it's giving that mountain that highlighted look that we were hoping to get. Let me get the camera here and zoom it in a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to add, maybe right about here, just another thin layer of highlight. Again, this is the combination pink and white. Alright, so what do you guys think? Is it starting to take shape? I still want to add some brighter stars. I think the trick to create a little bit brighter stars is you get a lid, put some white in it, Wait for it to puddle a little bit, just like it is there. And then you just kind of... Oh, that was too bright. Well, I'll fix that. It's all fixable. Holy crap, that's going to be a good one to fix though, man. I'm going to tone it down a little bit. Well, anyways, there you go, stars. Alright, let me see who else is joined. Brittany, Lori, Michael. Oh, two Michaels. Welcome aboard, guys. So, in today's spray painting tutorial, for those of you that just joined, I wanted to create like an American flag in the background. You know, something a little patriotic, being that it's going to be the 4th of July. However, that would require a stencil. I see. Well, thanks, sis. Yeah, I like the stars too. I think it was a little too much though. I just wanted to get a little more splash on there. I think to even that out, we'll add some more clouds here in the background and blend some of that red into it, or pink into it. I think that'll tone down the stars a little bit. Some like this. Yeah, we'll cover it up. We'll fix it. I've always said everything in spray painting is fixable. Alright, so now we've created the water. I wanted to create maybe another terrain coming down through here. So the way I'm going to do that, the same way that I created those other mountains in the background. You have to get some black and create the outline of the terrain that you want to create. All you need is the outline. You don't need to add a whole lot of detail. But the edges have to be pretty defined. See, like that's not defined enough. Yeah, just like that. It'll make your terrain look more realistic, a little more believable. So what I do is once I get that first line, make it pretty defined, I get my black spray paint and blend that terrain onto our canvas. So look at that. Now you have, and this is not done. We still got to add some layers here, maybe some grass technique, some palm trees in the background. I'm going to add a little bit of blue. Oh, what's that? Oh no, guys, my phone is dying again. I swear this phone does not hold a charge. I've been charging it. Alright, well, we'll keep painting until the battery goes down. If it goes down, guys, I promise you I'll charge it. I'll stop working on it, come back to it. Alright, so I still want to add some more waterways. So I'm going to do that by adding some white. And we'll just add some of the... let me clean the tool because it's a little contaminated. Because this water ripple looks a little bit darker than the others. Just add just a little bit right here. Kind of go over it. Now what I love about this tool is how easily it blends into other colors. See that? Yeah, I'm trying to guys. I don't want the camera or the cell phone to go dead in the middle of an important lesson here. So I don't know. I was thinking, hey David, if you're still there, bud, how would you feel about doing a collaboration painting? I'll get something like this arted, and I'll send it to you. And this goes to any spray painter that's out there that wants to do something like this. I think that might be fun. We might be able to get something going, and you know, together we can all collaborate on a painting. What do you guys think? This? Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of black. You've seen my handy dandy sea sponge. I love this stuff, and most of you guys that see my tutorials and paintings know that I love this stuff. You know what? I used to use brushes to create these, and they worked okay, but after a while the brushes got really hard. And you can use clear coat to keep them moist, but after a while it catches up to them. I always love using these to break the water line. What's the water line? Well, you don't want the water to be like a complete straight edge on your painting. You want to break it up, and I use Plant Life to do this. Yeah. Remember this nice outline that we created here for our terrain? I like to come in here and just break it up a little bit by adding Plant Life. Look at this. Add some more here on the bottom. You'll get faster with it if you practice. Alright, so you guys remember how to create palm trees? Alright, crew, my cell phone is about to die. So I think rather than to begin creating the palm trees, yeah, I think let me charge the phone and I'll come back to it. Yeah, I see that you guys made it. Chris, how are you, bud? Pete Pravado, hey man, it's good to see you guys. Alright, crew, well, as I said, sorry about that, the phone just completely died on me. I'll work on it a little bit more just to kind of blend some of the stars in the background, and then when we come back we'll add the palm trees. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys in a few more minutes. Alright, bye Lori. Alright, so let's continue with the painting that we started earlier. I know we kind of just left it there. My phone died. It was horrible. It always happens that way. But if you guys are ready, I'm ready to continue. I did do some changes to it, so let's get to it. Alright, how do you flip this? Bam. Okay, so I modified the mountains a little bit. This is something that had been bothering me when we left off the tutorial. Worked on the background a little bit more, just added some clouds. Like I said, the mountains, I changed them. Basically what I did, I just added some black and covered the mountains completely. Hey Chris, how are you, bud? Good to see you. I just got back. Phone is completely charged. Right as the battery died, what I did is I modified the mountains a little bit. I added some more black, covered the ones that were there before. I didn't quite like them. Plus, it gave me the opportunity to go back and correct the stars that we had added on here. So, as I mentioned earlier, everything is correctable with spray paint. Anything. So, this is what we have. Good to see you, man. I'm going to go ahead and add a layer, a grass layer. So, to do that, I'm going to need my sea sponge. There it is. Okay, handy dandy sea sponge. This is going to be, I think, pretty fun. We've done the hard work. So what follows next is what I consider to be the fun part, and that's to add the plant life, the trees. Alright, that's what it's going to look like. So it's always good to practice off your canvas so you know exactly what the grass technique is going to look like. Alright, I'm going to add some grass here. And I always want to break up the water line. You know, this is a question I get asked a lot. It's something that I've always done. Yeah, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? Thanks, Chris. A toothpick? Come on, man. You want to put a toothpick on your eye? Alright, so let's add a little bit more plant life here. I went ahead and I just left that rock as it was. I like it there. I think I'm going to add maybe a little bit more plant life here on the bottom. And if you guys are ready, well, I don't know. Let's add another piece of terrain. I think, although this looks pretty good, I think maybe we could add a little piece of land right about here. What do you guys think? Or we could add, yeah, we'll add a tree here. Let me work on this piece of land in the background. Okay, I'm going to add some black on the side using the soft tip Spraycasso tool here. We're just going to add, remember how we created this piece of land? First we just added the texture, the outline of it. We're going to do the same thing over here. Just going to make sure we get the outline. Okay. And then we're going to blend that into the paints below. Now, this is the second part of 2 videos. The first video, my phone ran out of battery, which is ridiculous. It runs out of battery so fast. My wife and my son have the same phone, and they last forever. I don't know. Could be the spray paint, I suppose. All right, there you go. That adds a little more dimension. Kind of brings it closer to the viewer. I'm gonna add another layer of grass to it, just so that it matches the ones that we've done here on the side. Now remember, I always like to bring the grass into the water, and then I like to kind of break up the straightness of where the land ends and the water begins. The way you do that, you can use the sea sponge. Just add a little bit of black, kind of smear it onto the land. Onto the water. Sorry. Alright. I'm going to do this a little bit more over here. Okay. Tap into some more black. Now, I think we're ready for some trees. What do you guys think? A power bank? Yeah, actually I got 2 of them. I lost the first one. The second one I still have. And I brought it down here to where I paint, or down in my basement, but I can't find it either. I'll just have to get one of those extended battery packs that go into your phone. I think that's probably going to be the solution, because I lose everything. If it's not attached to me, I lose it. I don't know how many masks. I can't tell you how many of these masks I've misplaced. I don't know where they go. So we're going to use the Spraycasso funnel. Maybe not this one. Maybe something a little bit. Well, let's see. I have different sizes. That's my little box of tricks. That's where I keep all my tools. I've been asked this before. What kind of tools do I keep in here? Sea sponges. Well, these aren't actually sea sponges. This is just regular sponge. This is really good for creating really dense terrains. Oh, my hand is full of spray paint from the table. This is a sea sponge. Great, as you can see, for the grass technique, plant life. A marker. It's always important to sign the back of your paintings. Sharpen sticks so that you can sign your actual spray paintings here on the bottom. Just whatever you can find. Spraycasso tools that used to get made. Just all the little tools so that they don't spread out everywhere. As I said, I usually lose everything, so I like to try and keep some of this stuff organized. We're going to use the funnel to create the trees. So I'm going to put some paint in here, and as you guys know how this works, the paint comes out through here, and it allows you to funnel the different trees that we make, different lines. You can create straight lines. This is also the tool that I use for creating animal outlines. So you can either draw it in with a pencil and then fill it in with this, or just if you feel pretty confident with it, you can just go ahead and create outlines with it. Pretty neat. Let's see if I can do this single-handedly. My son had to go, so I'm gonna try and do this with one hand. He was great help, wasn't he? He was here. Federal, thank you, sir. I am having a pretty good day. It's been great. Got to paint a little bit. Let's see. Ooh. All right, we're just gonna create something like that. All right, we're gonna add another one over here. Okay, let me try this one more time. I need to add some more paint to it. That's what I like about the funnel. I know a lot of people use a folded sheet. Promise you, folded sheet won't hold as much paint as this thing. I recommend you guys, I have a couple tutorials online that I show you how to make this. Recommend you go take a look at it if you haven't already made one. Alright, so here we go. Just gonna add another. These are gonna be palm trees, by the way. Now, if you guys haven't seen my buddy David Tyman, he's amazing. He can create some very amazing paintings. Love his palm trees. That's the beauty about this community of spray painters, is that we all have different techniques and we all love to share them. So, definitely recommend, if you guys haven't seen my friend David Tyman, go check him out. Go check out the Spray Paint Masters Revolution. Oh. Alright guys, I'm going to have to put down the phone real quick so that I can put spray paint in this. Apparently it's not catching up. Hold on a second. Meanwhile, you guys get to look at me. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I was getting spray paint everywhere but the funnel. Let's give this another try. Alright, a second here, one-handed. I do have several GoPros, but you know what? They don't really work with the tutorial session thing. Alright, let's try this right here. Alright, look at that. I like that better. Okay, let's add some more on this side. And these trees are a little too thin, so you may have to go over them a couple of times just to make them a little bit thicker. Oh, I like this. I like the way this is coming. You know what? I'm going to add some plant life to it. So let's find our handy dandy sea sponge. We're going to spray some black. Now what I like to do usually is I like to create some plants that are coming off from the frame, so it gives the viewer the viewer an opportunity to use their imagination and say, well, you know what, is that plant life? Plant life's coming out. There's obviously more that's showing up that's not showing up on the canvas here. Give me a second here. Alright, look at that. Very easy to do, right? I'm telling you guys, I use the sea sponge for everything. We'll add a little bit more plant life right here. Maybe a couple strands. Right about here. Alright, let me take a look and read some of these. A broken mast? Yeah, that would actually look pretty cool. It's actually not a bad idea, man. We might give that a go. Alright, so that takes care of that side. I mean, we can add some more plant life later. Probably add a little bit more right here. Now these, we're going to stand them out. We're going to make them pop out by adding highlights. And add a little bit right there. Look at that, it's coming together, right? Okay. Let's create our palm trees over here. So again, for those of you that are new, being that it's, the 4th of July is right around the corner, I wanted to create something patriotic. I didn't make a stencil, so I just kind of winged it, created the flag in the background as our sky. Added some mountains. I was trying to go for, kind of include a little bit of everything that you see here in the States. The mountains. Try to copy kind of like the Albuquerque mountains, the Sandia mountains, the water, just a little bit of everything. So here I'm going to tap into some yellow. Yep, with some of that black that we had on there. Let me see what this is going to look like. So it's going to give us like a really dark yellow. And that's going to be great for some of this plant life that's closer to us. We don't want to make it too bright because there's not like a very visible light source that is lighting up our painting. So we want to bring our highlights but not make them too bright. Just going to add a little bit here. Alright, if it wasn't for the light being too reflective, can you guys see it there? Lowry? Yeah, I'll go look him up. I haven't seen him, but he's in the UK, you say? A lot of wonderful artists from there. In fact, we have several spray painters from the UK. Let's see. Let's go over here. Just gonna add some little random plants. Now the beauty about these darker areas is that you can create a plant, like a little bush out of nowhere, just with highlights. See that? And then your mind automatically assumes that that's a bush. Alright. We're just going to add some right here. Maybe some more highlights on this area. Tap, 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 tap. Very easy to do. Alright, I'm still thinking that we're going to need like a really thick palm tree. Maybe I don't want to cover most of the painting, but I was thinking something like this close to us, so it would be pretty thick. I don't know though. What do you guys think? If I do it, it might cover some of the painting. Yeah, I don't know. I might add a few more palm trees coming out here from the side. Gotta add some more plant life on this area. So let's do that. Tap, 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 tap. Alright, this sea sponge has been contaminated, which means it still has a lot of that yellow. So I'm not going to use it anymore because you can kind of see the yellow outline on there. You can actually throw this away. Oh, that's another painting I'm working on. There you go. That way the light doesn't hit it too much. I'm still in the stages where I just added the silhouette layers in the background. So that'll be on YouTube here pretty soon. Still getting recorded. Alright, I'm going to take another sea sponge. And we're going to continue creating some of this plant life here. Now, like I said, like I showed you guys earlier, if you cover an area that's pretty dark, you can create some very fast plant life with just a little bit of sea sponge. So that's probably what we're going to do in this area. You can also, if you want to create some highlights, I'm going to add some pink. right about here. Oop, running low on pink. And the pink is dead. Alright, let's throw that away. Luckily for us, I got more pink right here. Okay, I'm going to use this side of the tool. We're going to come by over here and I'm just going to add some highlights. Now look at that. Doesn't that just make it stand out? Now earlier you couldn't see some of the rough terrain here. It just looked like a black blob, right? Now you can kind of see the outline a little bit better. We're going to do the same to this bottom part. Highlights is very, very important. And I still believe we need to add some highlights to the water. The water looks okay, but it needs to be a little bit more vibrant, maybe pop out a little bit more. So we'll probably use the same technique that we're using here on the rocks on our water. Okay, I'm going to mix a little bit of pink and yellow. Do you guys remember what pink and yellow does? It makes an orange. This is the orange that I usually use. I mean, I do have an orange right there, but this orange is a little bit more vibrant. It stands out more. So I'm going to kind of mix it here together, and I'm just going to add it here, just to give the painting a little more variance in colors. It'll liven it up a little bit more. Okay, that might be a little much, but you can clean out the tool and... Alright. So what do you guys have planned for the 4th of July? Anybody doing anything? I'm just checking out the chat out. So if I get a little quiet, guys, I read what you guys have to say. Oh, absolutely. Alright, so let's add a few more right about here. This will give us very bright looking colors. Then we'll go over it. We'll add some more grass strands to it. And grass strands, you'll see what it does. It gives the painting a lot more perspective. So I'm just going to add some black. Use a little bit of sea sponge. Now you want to cover some of these areas, some of the highlighted areas that you just added. This is layer manipulation. Hold on, that's too much black. Okay. Add another layer of plant life here. Okay. Maybe we can add some plants coming out right about here. It's okay. We still gotta add some flowers and stuff. I'm all about making colorful paintings. You know, for a while there, it's funny, we work in waves, you know. For a while there, I went pretty dark. I wasn't using bright colors. And I really liked it. I started working with a lot of blues and greens. And I kind of went away from the bright colors. And now it kind of seems like I'm coming back to them. You guys ever had anything like that? Alright, let's just add a little bit more right here. Alright, so this is what the painting looks like. Let me pull up a chair here and show you guys what I see. So, see, I still think we need some vibrant colors, some more pinks right there. So I'm going to tap into some more pink. Good. All right. I'm just going to add a little bit of water ripples here. Just enough, not to be overpowering, but just enough for you to follow the contour, the highlighted waves. Then we're going to want to go back and add some white to this. Now, see this little white wave right there? What I like to do, so I'll add some color to it, because it's a part that is highlighted, and any color that you add to it will really stand out. Yeah. So we're just going to add a little bit more here. This is similar to the water tinting technique. Do you guys remember that? That's basically when you create a water scene, and using a straight edge, you create the highlights. So you blast different color paints onto your water, and it looks like it tints it, so it'll give it different shades. It's very similar to it. Maybe we need to do a tutorial on something like that, so that we can get back to some of those old forgotten techniques. These techniques, the ones that I've been using a lot lately, they're a little more time consuming. They're made for the spray painter that's going to spend more than just 15 minutes on a painting, you know. I think this one is taken so far, I have no idea. It's taken quite a while. But again, you know, this is the paintings that I would go into galleries with. Alright, I'm going to use handy dandy sea sponge here. I'm going to go over some of these very bright layered rocks that we added. Only because I want to give the illusion that it's not flat, that there's plants in front of it. They're overlapping it. See, these kind of details right here that'll make your painting stand out, guys. So I recommend it. If you're not in a big hurry, if you're not spray painting live, take the time to add the small details like this. Alright, now I'm going to concentrate on adding some of the colors on the plants. Maybe create some little flowers throughout here. And then I'm going to call it a day for this painting. I don't want to make it too long where you guys just get tired of it. So, going to work with some pink. Very versatile, this color, and it mixes great with any other color. So if you need a purple flowers, you just add a little bit of blue and it works great. Alright, I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys, because this is the question I get asked a lot, my flowers. So let me see if the camera will focus. I'm just going to tap. I'm having a hard time. The camera is not wanting to focus. I don't want you guys to miss the detail. Tap, tap, tap. So all day here at my house, I live in Thornton, Colorado. I've been hearing fireworks. And fireworks are illegal here in Colorado, so I'm kind of wondering where you can get some, because in New Mexico, you can just go to any Walmart and you just buy them there. I kind of miss that. Alright, let's see. Well, I hope you guys can capture the detail. I know the camera is having a little hard time kind of focusing, but it's very easy to do. Tap, 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 and you got yourself some flowers. Okay, I'm going to do this throughout our painting here. And I'm mostly concentrating with pink flowers because pink is a very dominant color in our painting. And if I was to add, you can add a little bit of yellow, but not too much. Since yellow is not a common color, it would stand out, well, like these stand out, see? But there's not a whole lot of it, so you're able to kind of get a good balance on the painting. Balance is an important thing to consider. You don't want to add too much of one color or not enough. See, now you guys can see the bright yellow flowers here. Tap, 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 tap. Just minute. Just going to add very few of them. Tap, 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 tap. Alright. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a picture of this and post it so that you guys can get in better quality what the picture looks like done. I know, I forgot to do the sinking mast. I guess I probably still could. But I'm trying to wrap this up so that you guys can continue going back to whatever plans you guys had. Now, here, let me see if you guys can get this. This is very basic how you can create a very full looking plant just with nothing more than just black. This is black. Just in an arc, you can kind of create little plant life. Now the trick is that the colors have to be brighter than the color you're doing them on. In this case, anything's brighter than black, so you're able to create the illusion that it's full of life. See that? And then you can use the grass strand technique here. Alright, well, I'll call it done for tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Let me show you once again what this painting is turning out to look like. Pretty cool, huh? Denmark, yeah, Martin, I would love to go to Denmark one of these days. That would be pretty neat. Chris, well, there's still a place for the mask. We could always add it in. That's the beauty about spray paint, right? You can always correct things. You can always change things. If you guys go back to the first video, you'll see that my mountains looked a little different. So I came back and I just added some black, kind of covered the mountain outline and changed it up a little bit. You can always do that. Martin, I'll take you up on that, bud. All right, crew. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed painting with me from my basement. It was a lot of fun. I'm always down here painting, so if you guys are willing to join me, I'm willing to post this on Facebook. Alright, crew, well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the wonderful comments. I do have a cell phone number. I know this is something I've been asked before. I think it's on my Facebook profile. If you guys want to call me up, ask me some questions, please do so. And until next time, crew, keep those cans shaking. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.